The South Korean entertainment world and millions of BTS fans around the world were shocked by the unexpected news. Kim Taehyung, or better known as BTS's V, is reportedly suffering from a serious medical condition that requires him to undergo intensive treatment. This state was so sudden, like a storm that appeared without warning on that day. South Korean media reported that Taehyung had an incident that made him have to be rushed to the hospital. The news immediately spread widely around the world, sparking a wave of concern from her fans. Big Hit Music, the agency that houses BTS, released an official statement explaining that the idol is in critical condition and needs special treatment. The Army, as BTS fans are called, sent prayers and best wishes for Taehyung's recovery. Hashtags like #GetWellSoonTaehyung and #StayStrongV are trending on various social media platforms. The world seems to stop spinning for those who love the figure of a charismatic singer with a distinctive baritone voice. However, behind the frenzy of prayer and hope, there is a silence that is so gripping. Taehyung is still lying in a hospital bed in a coma. Time went on, and day after day passed without any significant change. The first day, the second, until the first week passes. The fans waited anxiously, hoping for some good news to come from the hospital where Taehyung was being treated. However, the family and the agency chose to maintain the idol's privacy, only giving a brief statement that his condition is still under close monitoring. On social media, many fans expressed their anxiety. Some even start worrying about the worst. However, in the midst of uncertainty, many solidarity actions emerged. Armies from various countries held prayers together, raised funds for charity activities on Taehyung's behalf, and even held donation projects to help comatose patients in various hospitals. Meanwhile, inside the quiet hospital room, Taehyung is still struggling in silence. The monitor beside him kept beeping, signaling that his heart was still beating. But there was no sign that he would wake up soon. In the third week, a small miracle began to appear. Doctors who treated Taehyung noted a mild response during their examination. His fingers moved slightly, and his eyelids seemed to tremble. Even so, he was still not really conscious. This news quickly spread among fans, giving new hope that Taehyung might be able to return. Many believe that the power of prayer and love of millions of people around the world has provided positive energy for his recovery. His family and other BTS members continue to be by his side, giving him their full support. Jan, who recently completed his military service, reportedly spent a lot of time in the hospital, talking to Taehyung as if he could hear him. Suga, RM, Jimin, J-Hope, and Jungkook also arrive in turn, each bringing memories and stories they shared with their frail lying companions. That day has finally arrived. After more than a month in a coma, Taehyung showed more obvious signs. He began to move his hands more forcefully, and his heartbeat showed a more active response when BTS members spoke to him. Then, in such an emotional moment, Taehyung slowly opened his eyes. The previously silent hospital room was suddenly filled with sobs. Doctors and nurses immediately examined him, confirming that his condition was stable. Taehyung still looked confused and weak, but his warm gaze told everyone that he had returned. As he looked around, his eyes were fixed on Jimin, who was standing closest to him. With a hoarse voice, he tried to say something. Everyone held their breath, waiting for the first words to come out of their lips. Happy tears broke out in the room. Jungkook, known as the most powerful member in controlling his emotions, couldn't hold back his tears. RM held Taehyung's hand tightly, while Jian patted his shoulder proudly. Taehyung's moment of awakening became a turning point in his recovery. Although it still takes time to fully recover, doctors assure that his condition continues to improve. The following days were filled with physical exercises and therapy to restore the strength of his body. Taehyung also started talking more, though still in a weak voice. Most importantly, he began to smile again. The smile that millions of people around the world miss so much. When her first photo after the coma was uploaded to social media by Big Hit Music, the world immediately went into a frenzy. In the photo, Taehyung sits on a hospital bed with a tired expression, but with a small smile full of meaning. The fans couldn't contain their excitement. The hashtag welcome back Taehyung immediately became trending in various countries. Many expressed how much they had missed her figure and were grateful for the miracle that happened. After months of recovery, Taehyung finally returns to his home. He still had to undergo regular therapy, but his spirit was never quenched by in his first exclusive interview after his condition improved. Taehyung spoke about how he felt during his coma. He admitted that he could not remember many things, but one thing he felt was the warmth that kept him going. I don't know if it was a dream or reality, but I felt a lot of love surrounding me. That's what makes me want to come back, he said with teary eyes. Now, Taehyung is back with a new spirit. He began returning to the studio, slowly working on his music and interacting with fans. He knows that this journey has changed him, but the one thing that has never changed is his love for music and the army. The man with the golden voice finally returned, taking with him the smile he had once lost. Taehyung's recovery was not an easy journey. Although he had regained consciousness and started to re-interact with those around him, his body was still weak. His muscles need to be strengthened. His distinctive voice must be trained so that he can sing with appreciation again, and the hardest thing, he has to face the mental trauma that may still remain in him. Many wondered when he would return to the stage. Although ARMY understands that his health is a top priority, they can't hide the longing to see him sing and dance again with BTS. By in the middle of his recovery journey, Taehyung began to try to play the guitar that had accompanied him for a long time. His fingers initially felt stiff, but slowly, soft notes began to flow from his strings. Music was part of his soul, and he knew that it was only by returning to music that he could truly feel alive. On social media, fans continued to show their support. Many have posted videos and messages of encouragement, telling Taehyung that they are in no hurry, they just want him to be happy and healthy. One day, in a moment full of surprise, Taehyung uploaded a short video on Instagram. In the video, he is seen sitting in a dimly lit room, holding his guitar. Without saying a word, he began to pluck notes from the song Scenery, a song of his own creation that fans love so much. Taehyung's voice hasn't completely returned to the way it used to be, but there's something deeper in there, the feelings, emotions, and long story he's been through. The video was only a minute long, but it was enough to make millions of people around the world burst into tears. While Taehyung is recovering, BTS is also gearing up for something big. After going through hard times, they plan a special concert to celebrate the return of one of their beloved members. Big Hit Music has finally announced that BTS will be holding a special concert titled BTS: The Return, an event that is not only a celebration of music, but also a celebration of their life and togetherness. However, the big question remains: is Taehyung ready to return to the stage? At first, Taehyung was hesitant. He can't dance like he used to, can't sing at full strength,